Thank you for viewing my presentation on the functional area of residential life at Georgia State University. The mission of university housing is to provide quality on-campus housing to enhance the personal growth and development of students. This is accomplished by offering modern, safe, and secure facilities and opportunities for intellectual and social engagement and promoting purposeful interactions between residents and staff. University housing is committed to providing a safe and secure learning environment, creating a sense of belonging and school pride, providing quality student-centered facilities, encouraging student engagement by fostering meaningful relationships, supporting the academic mission of the university. The history behind the housing. Originally, GSU was viewed as a commuter school, but after the Summer Olympics of 1996, the residential life began to shift. The first on-campus dorm was called the Village, and it did house the athletes for the Summer Olympics. The University Census of Georgia transferred the Village to Georgia Tech in 2007, and it was renamed to the North Avenue Apartments, and it currently holds 2,000 students. The residential timeline for housing at Georgia State include in 1996, the Village; in 2002, University Lofts; in 2007, University Housing; in 2009, Patton Hall; in 2010, Greek Housing; in 2011, Piedmont North; in 2016, Piedmont Central. Meet Mark. He is the Assistant Director of Residential Life at the University Commons. I interviewed him to get some insight on university housing at Georgia State University. He earned his Master's of Higher Education at the University of South Carolina, and he has been working at Georgia State since 2004. Some of the challenges residential life faces. Georgia State University increases their freshman class every year, so trying to anticipate the number of beds to hold can be tricky because a lot of times some students may agree to come to Georgia State, but they never show up. So that puts upperclassmen into a bind trying to secure housing for the next year. A lot of times upperclassmen are waitlisted so that they can have enough beds for the freshmen. Another issue that they face is when crisis arrives with students, sometimes the situation is out of their control. So it is hard to, try to help students that sometimes cannot be helped, or they have to have get outside help. Residential life has had some major accomplishments. In 2015, Georgia State University secured a public-private partnership, or P3, for student housing. It is a contract with the University Systems of Georgia and Corvius Campus Living. It is a 62-year agreement. Georgia State was one of the 7 schools that was chosen. 3 dorms are under the P3, which include Patton, Piedmont, and University Commons. The goal of the P3 is to ensure that on-campus housing is affordable, safe, and meets standards. In 2016, Georgia State built a new dorm called Piedmont Central, and it currently holds 1,152 students. Currently, they're in their 3rd year of implementing the residence curriculum, and so far, this is where they train RAs and the assistant residence hall director. They do professional development, and they help to better supervise their staff, and every year, learning outcomes increase. So it's still in its beginning stages, but every year they still have success on learning outcomes. The assistant residence hall director, the starting salary is $29,000 to $31,000. You will need a bachelor's degree and 1 year of related experience. Manages overall operations and community desk and the mailroom. Recruits, select, trains, supervise, and evaluate student assistants. Participate in department committees such as Welcome Week, Orientation, and Panther Preview. University housing staff and student jobs. Currently, there are 7 senior staff, the director of housing, associate director, and assistant directors. Housing jobs include first-year experience, mentors, graduate assistants, program assistants, residence assistants, student assistants, and lastly, assistant residence hall director. While living on campus, university housing provides students with opportunities that promote growth and development through educational, cultural, recreational, and social programs. Programs being that are offered, learning and living communities, freshman learning communities, social events such as movie night, grocery shuttles, spa day, game night, you name it, they usually have a social event. Living learning communities provide students with a supportive learning environment to provide a common experience. You don't have to be a first-time freshman. Anyone can join. So some of the communities include first-year residential experience, performing arts, outdoor adventure, STEM, pre-nursing, housing, entrepreneurial housing. A neat thing that I found out that Georgia State has gender inclusive housing. It was implemented in the fall of 2015. It allows students to live in dorms regardless of biological sex. Two or more students share a multiple occupancy apartment, and the goal is to meet the needs of students and demonstrate inclusiveness in residential halls. These are all the citations that I've used today for this presentation. Thank you for viewing my presentation on the residential life at Georgia State University. Hopefully you took away some key points, and thank you for viewing.